Hey everyone, my name is Matt and welcome back to the channel. And with the 4th of July holiday right around the corner, I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to give you my top 5 movies that take place during the 4th of July weekend. So that way, if you have some downtime between grilling, drinking beer, or whatever else you're doing this holiday weekend, maybe these are some things you might want to watch and check out in case you've never seen them or if you've seen them a million times like I have. So let's start off at number 5. Coming in at number 5 is Independence Day. Now, some of you may question, Matt, how is this movie the 5th on the list of a top 5? Well, because there's better movies out there that take place during the 4th of July weekend, at least in my opinion. But I could not leave this movie off. This is a great film, and it's aged like fine wine. It's still a fun, classic movie from back in the day that you don't have to worry about nonsense politics or any type of agenda. You just have fun with it. It's great. It's action-packed. It's thrilling. It's about aliens that come to take over the world, and what do you know? The human race comes together to save the day. It's done so well over the years, and it's held true to what it's really about. It's great messaging. It's got some fantastic stars in it. You have Will Smith, Jeff Goldblum, Randy Quaid, Harry Connick Jr. was even in it, if you remember him, and all kinds of others. So this is definitely one to watch just because who doesn't want to see a film that has a Marine pilot marry a stripper, a president who actually cares about his country, and a tinfoil hat wearing Vietnam veteran jihad himself into an alien ship to save the day? I mean, this checks all the boxes. So if you really want to watch an action-packed film with some aliens in it, I recommend watching Independence Day over the weekend. Coming in at number 4 is I Know What You Did Last Summer, which was released straight off of the heels of the massively successful Scream franchise and is a nice addition to the slasher genre. If you've never seen this movie before, it's essentially about 4 kids partying on the 4th of July weekend where they unfortunately hit a unknown man in the street, and besides doing what they're supposed to do, they just ditch the body and go on with their lives. Well, that was a mistake for them because it comes back and haunts them. This is loosely based off of the urban legend known as The Hook, and I think is a good entry, like I said, into the slasher genre. And it stars Jennifer Love Hewitt, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Ryan Phillippe, and the douche canoe known as Freddie Prinze Jr. But overall, I think it's an enjoyable movie. I haven't seen it in a very long time. I might actually check this movie out since I haven't seen it in a while because it has been a long time. And who doesn't want to see Jennifer Love Hewitt in her prime? So I recommend you checking this movie out. It's definitely one that I don't think you'll regret. And you can let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed it or not. Coming in at number 3 is The Return of the Living Dead. That's right, the cult classic itself that flipped the zombie genre on its head. This is one of my favorite zombie movies of all time. It's not just a horror movie, but it's a comedic horror movie, and I absolutely love it. It's pure 80s through and through, and if you've never seen this movie, it's essentially about 2 dopes working in a medical warehouse that come across military barrels full of toxic material. And what do you think those 2 idiots do? Well, they unfortunately release this toxic material, causing medical cadavers to come to life, and all hell ensues. This zombie movie changed the genre forever, introducing its first running zombies and zombies that can't be killed by getting hit or shot in the brain. So pretty cool in itself. So if you're interested in a great 80s horror movie that involves zombies and some 80s nudity, I recommend this one. Coming in at number 2 is the one, the only, The Sandlot. That's right. This American classic film is such a great movie that's centered around the 4th of July. And if you've never seen this movie, you are highly missing out. This movie is about a little boy who moves into his new hometown and befriends a bunch of other little boys who absolutely love the game of baseball. This movie always reminds me of how much I loved baseball growing up, and it's a great story about little boys running around, getting in trouble, playing, fighting, and getting into all other kinds of mischief. And I don't think a movie like this will ever come out again because of the way the world is now. Something like this would be highly problematic. I'm surprised it actually hasn't been canceled yet because at this point, what hasn't? But getting back to the movie itself, this is such a fun movie with some iconic characters throughout the movie. You have Scotty Smalls, Benny the Jet Rodriguez, Hams, Squints, all the fun kids that makes this movie great. The Beast, James Earl Jones is in this movie. This movie is a classic in itself, and it cannot be forgotten off of this list. So again, this movie reminds me of great times of when baseball was just baseball and kids were just having fun, and no commercial nonsense involved, or no political messaging or SJW stuff, or as Obi-Wan would say, before the dark times. Coming in at the top spot is the one, the only, Jaws. That's right. Jaws is an absolute masterpiece of a film that is centered around the 4th of July weekend. If you don't know anything about this movie, or if you've never seen this movie, I don't know what rock you've been hiding under, but you need to stop what you're doing. You need to get off YouTube. You need to go watch this movie immediately. This is one of my favorite movies of all time, probably in my top 5 movies. The use of practical effects, music, the slow build, the slow reveal of the shark itself. This movie is just iconic, and it is an amazing masterpiece of a film. I love the characters. I love everything about this film. Chief Brody, Hooper, Quint, that last act of the movie, the last scene on the orca and the massive reveal of the shark, essentially, it's just so beautifully done. It's so horrifying. It still to this day holds up and can scare the absolute shit out of you. It is just great movie, and I love it so much. And like I said, it's centered around the 4th of July weekend, and I highly recommend you checking out this movie out. I mean, what other movie are you going to see a sinking ship where a pissed off cop is shooting at a great white coming at him full speed with an M1 Garand? If that doesn't scream America, I don't know what does. But I highly recommend you checking this movie out the 4th of July weekend, and let me know in the comments below how much you love or hate this film. I've heard some people don't really like it, but let me know what you think, and let me know what you think about my top 5. Am I wrong? Did I leave anything off? Is there anything else you would have substituted a movie out for? What's your top 5? Please let me know in the comments below. I always love to hear your thoughts, and if you like this video, please hit that like button. I greatly appreciate it. This probably isn't going to get much traction, but this is mainly for my subscribers. And if you're not a subscriber and you enjoyed the video, like I said, you could hit that subscribe button, become one today. I would greatly appreciate that. So until next time, have a happy, safe 4th of July weekend, and I will catch you guys at the next one.